Yo, what's good with you? Back in black with another video. If you guys are new to the channel and you love shooting games just like me, make sure you aim for that like button and shoot that subscribe button as well. Anyways, what I got for you guys here today is more of a freehand, kind of open commentary about Call of Duty. I know I haven't played this on the channel for a while, but as a lot of you guys will know if you've been around for a minute, this is one of the first games that got me into the shooting genre and really solidified my love for it, to be quite frank with you. Because I bought every single Call of Duty that has been made up until this point, except for Vanguard, and that makes me very sad considering that I've had over a decade-long, investment into this franchise. I even went back and bought the super old ones like Call of Duty 1 and United Offensive that were only on PC, and I really had no reason to play. But all that being said, I've seen over the last couple of weeks, I've seen a lot of, wish list about Modern Warfare 2 and what people would want to make the game actually fun and bring back all the players that have been lost due to the, tobacco that Vanguard was. Quite frankly, if you don't know, Vanguard has lost Call of Duty over 60 million active players, and it's ironic because one of the main things that video game companies be going for nowadays is player retention, and they've even gone as far as to implement these I'll be nice and say horrible features like skill-based matchmaking just to get people to play as long as possible. But in my personal opinion, this had the quite frankly the opposite effect on the player base, and for good reason. I feel people are just getting tired of playing the game, and it's not that, well, I guess it is kind of a bad game, but in essence Call of Duty still has it. I just wanted to talk about what I think they should do to possibly take some greater steps in restoring the franchise to its former glory, besides playing on people's nostalgia, which it seems like that's all they can really do nowadays, especially considering what they did with Modern Warfare 2019, which sold really well, yes, but as far as like longevity and maintaining the player base, yeah, Warzone kind of revitalized them. But if you're talking about regular multiplayer, that's kind of in the dumps right now, considering the map design and general gameplay philosophies. So since the franchise, what they like to do now is just play on people's nostalgia and what made Call of Duty great in the first place without actually implementing the actual gameplay aspects and features, I wanted to take it back to a base level and talk about what made Call of Duty fun for me from the very beginning. Because the very first one that I played online was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and I'm not even going to come out here and say like I was stomping and pub stomping and just killing everybody off rip. I got a lot of experience playing the campaign over and over again, but transitioning into online multiplayer was a whole different beast because you were playing with real people and having real interactions. And mind you, this was before skill-based matchmaking or a very extreme form of it was implemented into the game. So really for me, in a general nutshell, what it was putting yourself into a giant pool of players and just picking up all the tips and tricks that you can, whether it be from YouTube or watching actual people play and just looking at their loadouts, and becoming, implementing those aspects into your gameplay style and becoming a better player for it, because you have that experience and you obviously want to get better at the game aside from just, playing it just to play it. So that being said, when you load up your first game of Call of Duty and you get stomped, and because you just bought the game, your first reaction isn't going to be, oh man, I got stomped, I'm never playing this game again. But rather, I'm sure me, like most of you guys, thought, wow, that was pretty tough, I better keep practicing and try and get better at the game. But what it seems a lot of people, or these algorithms or scientists or whoever they're hiring to make these skill-based matchmaking things, like it seems like what they want to do is they just want to protect everybody. So no matter what skill level you come in on, that's the skill level you're going to stay on, because those are the only players you're going to find is people who are similar skill levels. So if you played Call of Duty previously and you grinded up and became a player who could average a 2.0 ratio, which is pretty much how I ended up, and I'm sure a lot of you guys did as well, that's because you played so many Call of Duties before and you've just been around the block and you got better at the game through experience, unlike other people who just started out. Maybe their first game was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, so they're not going to be as good as somebody who has been playing since Call of Duty 4. All that being said, does that mean that player should be separated from the guy who's been playing the 3 Call of Duties that have came out beforehand just because they just got into the franchise? Or should they be, presented to the same player pool like we were back in Call of Duty 4 and Call of Duty World at War, where there was little to no separation aside from the boot camp playlist? And that brings me to another point. Why did they take the boot camp playlist out of the game in the first place? Why not just leave that in? If you wanted a protected bracket for players who were brand new to the franchise, you can play it all the way up to like level 20, so it's a pretty good way to get your bearings. It's not like, oh, you have a 1.2, so we're only going to put you next to 1.2 KD ratio players for the entire time, and you're basically going to stay stagnant, because that's really what it feels like up until this point. You're just at a point of stagnation, so whatever you come in at, you can incrementally move up maybe 0.01 or 0.02 points. But it seems like their objective is to basically bring everybody closer to 1.0, so there's little to no like show of improvement, and that's kind of trash considering how Call of Duty was before. I could very visibly see myself getting better from the Call of Duty 4 into World at War, and now it kind of feels like playing like it started in Black Ops Cold War. I just felt like it just didn't feel the same. It felt like I was constantly bashing my head against a wall against people of equal or similar skill, and it's not very fun considering that everybody's using the same guns, perks, and loadouts. Back in the day, it was more so a show of variety because so many players, whether they were established or brand new, were just trying things out and seeing what worked and having fun, and just really enjoying the variety that was presented in the game. Whereas now it seems like a lot of that has been stripped away in the means of just trying to maintain having a good time, because you can't really do that if everybody in the lobby has a 2.0 ratio just like you, unless you're just in flow and going off on people. So that's kind of rough. I really don't like that, how they just be separating the player base. So I guess to get to the main point, or maybe wrap it up in a little bit of both, I feel like the implementation of skill-based matchmaking to the degree that it has been implemented over the past couple of years has effectively taken the variety and randomness out of your gameplay experience in Call of Duty. And I feel like most of you guys would agree with that statement. Like before, where you could log into Call of Duty and play a couple of games, do really good, play a couple of games, do alright, and then play a couple of games and maybe do bad. It feels like they have taken that agency away from you as a player, as far as like being in control of your own experience, and most of it being up to chance and just how good you are as far as your skills concerned. And now it kind of feels like a lot of it, we're just in a controlled experience, and a lot of it is just being determined by algorithm, where they're deciding, hey, we know you guys, or we know you're doing really bad and you got stomped on 9 games in a row. Here's one really easy lobby just so we can keep you on the game. And I know that's supposed to like help the player retention or whatever, but in my personal opinion, when you're like being patronized like that, or they're just like controlling your experience and you're not really in control of your own destiny, so to speak. And I know it's a video game, so the whole point of playing video games is to feel in control and feel like you have these powers, or just just feel like you can affect what you're actually doing. What's the point of having a controller in your hand if the experience feels like it's being controlled by somebody else? You might as well not have the controller. And that's really what I'm getting at. I just feel like the realization of self-improvement in a video game, specifically Call of Duty, this one an example, is just non-existent now. Before, you could you could actually say hey, I feel like I'm getting better, and I know I'm getting better because my ratio is going up. People don't get that experience anymore, especially if you're new to the franchise. I feel bad for people who just started playing Call of Duty within the last 5 years, because when they say it was a golden era, it really was a golden era, and I don't think they'll ever get that experience again, as far as getting introduced into the franchise and becoming better by their own willpower, and want to get better at the game, and just natural skill. I understand that everybody comes in on a different level, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that you should be separated into a different pool and have to play in that pool forever. Everybody should be able to play together no matter the skill level at some point or another, and that's just how I feel about it, because that's when Call of Duty was the most social, and that's definitely when people made the most friends in Call of Duty. So there's just really, I know despite all the racial slurs and whatnot that went on back in the day, but Call of Duty, it was grungy, it was hardcore, it was edgy. That's that it was fun. But that's just my personal take on it, man. I don't like the skill-based matchmaking thing in general, being separated into pools. And I know they said they were going to work on it in Modern Warfare 2, so I'm just hoping that we're going to see some substantial changes. If you guys enjoyed the video, found it insightful, knowledgeable, or just entertaining, feel free to hit that like button and shoot that subscribe button as well. Help you find better teammates, improve your skill-based matchmaking. And now you know why I say it. It comes from Call of Duty. But Black Guy out.